From the studios in beautiful Oceanport, New Jersey, welcome to the biggest and greatest podcast ever. I'm your host, Ray K. Hey, everybody. I got a pretty exciting show, actually a very exciting show. It's my first baseball star on the show, so I'm pumped up. I was a Yankee fan, but a lot of my guests and a lot of my viewers are Mets fans. Lenny Dykstra, best-selling author. Who would have thought that? House of Nails, memoir of life on the edge. I guess it's like a ball four, plus,
yeah, actually it's different now, but who would have thought is the right word.
Yeah, who would have thought, right? I haven't read it yet. Usually I like to read these things before my guests come on, but me and Lenny just met like literally last night late. It's the power of social media, so right. I am excited. Let's go through your early baseball life. Were you good in Little League or Babe Ruth League, whatever they called it in California?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, not only was I good, I was like dominant,
Okay.
Yeah, like I was the slowest guy, but I was always, the best player, so.
You were the slowest guy?
No, the littlest.
The littlest guy. Okay.
Yeah, I was smallest, but the best, and so I played like senior and varsity when I was a freshman and, all that kind of stuff. And so I was kind of on a mission, from the day I became old enough to realize that was where I was blessed, So
you were always able to throw a baseball, like when you were probably 7, better than anybody. You just kind of had the coordination, like right away. It clicked.
Yeah, it was the gift, it was a gift, and
right.
And so some people excel with that gift and take it and use it the right way, which I did, and some people don't. And you'll find that the people that grow up in privileged families are players that don't usually make it to the big leagues because of the work ethic it takes. Because you have to remember something: you're not competing for 30 jobs in this country. So when I say 30 jobs, there's 30 teams in the big leagues. And so there's only you're a center fielder. There's 30 center fielders. And so that means you have to be one of the best players, not in America, not in Japan, not in China, not in Tokyo, not in Puerto Rico, not in Dominican Republic, not in Korea, all the world. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a big place, the world. And then to get there, you have to take someone's job. Okay, and then remember, every year there's 60 more 18-year-old studs coming in. So where I'm going with that is people don't understand the fact that the baseball players we're watching today are playing. They're average. Okay, they're average players. They play the game. Most of them play wrong, but because they have so much talent, they're able to get away with it.
The players in the major leagues now, currently, or the prospects coming up?
No, the players in the major, prospects too, because none of them are taught how to hit and how to play the game. See, the game has changed drastically, and as you can see, I don't know if you follow, but they shattered the major league home run record 2 years ago, and they're on pace to just blow it, re-shatter it again. And this is when players are off drugs. Remember, players. Everybody was on steroids because you had to get on steroids or you're going to get fired and get a real job.
Well, you hear about the few that, I don't mean to interrupt, Lane, the few that you hear about it, but I always suspected, like, you know what? I'm not saying that Derek Jeter's doing it, but I bet a bunch of people are doing this that aren't
right, the majority, because you look at it this way, like, the guy next to you is doing it, you got a small window to earn, and do you really want to do it? No, but look, what are you going to do? Like, be a good guy and get fired and go get $60,000 and you're going to make $30 million? I mean, it's just not practice, not reality. The human factor won't allow it. And so you do have your guys that are the discipline and the ability not to do it. But for the most part, I take percentages, and the percentages all did it. And now none of them do it. But yet the balls are flying out faster and farther than any time before. And that's because Major League Baseball, like they've done for so long, spin the game around. They control it. They want the balls flying out. They make them harder. They put the seams down lower. So the ball, it's a physics thing. It's just like an airplane. When an airplane starts landing, the wings flap, the flaps go down, so it can slow it down. So without them seams being up, they're like super balls. The balls are flying all over the place. And again, this is without drugs. So, and pitching's better. So it just tells you what everything isn't as it appears,
So the 70s, 80s, 90s ball was different than this ball. I mean, you hear about the dead ball era in the 20s, and then you always felt like it was a live ball, with Mark McGwire, that whole thing. Now it's even more livelier. Is that what you're saying, Lenny?
Well, see, what they did is they had to make it this way now. The balls were normal when I played it. We were just so fucking strong. Excuse my language. We were so dang strong that what happened was we were driving, the regular balls out. Now, with the people not on the steroids, which aren't good for you, but do make you strong, they had to find a way for the ball to travel out of the ballpark. So all they did is make the ball harder and make, the physical features of the ball now aren't the same. The seams are high, and so they're like super balls basically.
Okay, so like basketball, where they want to have the high scoring and they don't call the walk anymore. So it's a similar thing with baseball. They want to have the high runs, or a lot of runs instead of the 2-1 game.
It's a good point you make. It's actually hurting baseball, and it's hurting them because you're seeing either a strikeout or a home run now, or it's just, the fundamentals have changed, and people aren't enjoying the game as much anymore because, it's ridiculous. These, balls are just flying out of the ballpark. And again, baseball's a magnificent game if you play right and the game's played off the scoreboard,
Well, I used to love, I was a baseball fanatic growing up. I'm 58, so I was a 70s guy, and I used to love the Seaver Carlton, the 1-0, 2-1 game. I mean, that was exciting.
Yeah, we had those with Doc Good. When he pitched for us, where the Mets. I mean, that's when pitching still was dominant. And see, I mean, the thing is that people wouldn't believe is pitching is way better now than it ever has been. Okay. I mean, think about it. Now they have pitchers that learned that hitters are, sitting on certain pitches. So they're hitting is like trying to get yourself in a predictable situation, meaning, so you want to get ahead in the count so you can count on the guy throwing a fastball, right? Because the pitchers are so good now, they throw your timing off and they'll throw you, when the count's 1-0, they'll throw you a breaking ball or a changeup, because they have the confidence to throw 3 pitches for strikes. Okay, and then you have to face a guy that comes in the 7th inning, a new fresh guy that's got gas, a new guy in the 8th, and a new guy in the 9th. So it just tells you how good the players really are. They are so much better. Yet, on the other hand, I said they're so much worse. So people understand. I'm not saying that I'm talking about how they play is worse.
I got you. Right.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
Well, these pitchers, it seems like everyone that's pitching is like 96 is normal now. 98, you kind of expect it.
Yeah, that's I mean, a lot of them throwing that high, but again, that's they're selling. Okay, I mean they're selling. So the guns they want to look. They want the guns to be up to 97,
right? Power sells. Power sells.
So they want the gun shows 97, 98. The kids go ooh, we're watching it.
Right.
Just like Jesus, Like, you think Jesus was born like an immaculate reception? Come on, that's just a better story to sell.
Okay,
I mean, it sells better. I mean, like to have a baby, somebody's got to like plant an egg up there. I mean, this is called like it is. It's a scientifically a proven thing. So but remember, we're going back way back, and not by the way, way above my pay grade. But I know one thing: the story sells better, man. It's a better story, right? Opposed to Jesus just being born normal. See, so that's what happens.
People want to hear that unbelievably great that you can't even think true story. Great. They want to believe.
No, do I know if that's right or wrong? No, I'm not qualified to answer that. But I know one thing: there's a lot of questions about this whole religion sells. It's all everybody's selling, man. If you know how to do math, you can execute in this world.
Now that's kind of sad. I get the selling part, but religion's selling. I mean, that's as a kid you're kind of innocent, you want to believe stuff, and then when you get older, you sort of see what's really going on.
It's the biggest seller. Well, that's the biggest fraud. Well, besides college might be the biggest fraud, the biggest multi-billion-dollar scam in the history of ever. We have kids going to college that don't even know why they're going to college, and they get these student loans backed up, and they can't get rid of them, and again, it's the mentality, okay? The mentality to follow the herd. So people just graduate and go to college, not really knowing why, but they go.
Right.
And yeah,
because the smart kid, and it's the Steve Jobs and these guys don't go to school. It's rare, I guess, the ones that figure it out and say, you know what.
But it's good if you go to school, like to be a doctor. You have to go to school.
You have to for that.
The special type of stuff. But I'm not talking about guys that go in there for psychology majors or this major, that major,
history or something like that.
My dick in your hand major. I mean, the bottom line is the people. I come from a place with common sense, and common sense tells me that if you think about it, I mean, it's just the way it is. People just follow, and no one breaks out of it. And I'm kind of a guy that goes against the grain,
Right.
And so that's kind of the way.
Well, the college thing. I mean, they're getting these kids in debt for $200,000-$300,000, and they have to pay it back. I mean, when you really read into it, it is pretty crazy.
It's the biggest multi-billion-dollar scam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost like the Mets. Another big scam, the Mets.
Okay, let me hear that. How are the Mets a scam? If you don't mind me asking.
Because they're selling tickets for a lot of money, and they're not putting on the right players out there.
Oh,
they're failing their fans.
Okay.
So people go there now. You don't even watch the games. It's like Disneyland out there.
So the money's not used correctly. You would think a New York team. I could see maybe the Orioles. Maybe they don't have the draw. But the New York team, you got to figure should be a great team in general.
Well, obviously, I mean, think about it. Like the thing is, where the biggest mistakes are made in baseball is the contracts. Now they're rewarding these players going into their 30s, and I have all the numbers to back it up. When a player turns 30 years old, his production goes straight down. Okay, so that's not me saying that. That's taking 10 years of players with at least 500 at bats, and have a chart, and it'll show you that a player. And by the way, it's not that the player doesn't want to play anymore. That's not he's trying this hard, but it's called he's just beat up. He just doesn't have the bounce back ability or the wherewithal to do what he did when he was 25.
So the prime is 30. I always figure in basketball, it seems like that seems to be that prime number.
No, prime's 27.
27?
29.
Okay.
29.
Okay. And that bears out.
30 is when you start going south. Yeah, I got a whole chart on it. And it said,
interesting.
I played the game by percentages. Like I said, it's all about math. And if you think about it, as an offensive player, what are you doing? What is your job? Okay, well, remember, someone goes to watch a game. It's one game. They think it's a baseball game, but it's a baseball season. So you have 6 months of going up there 4 or 5 times a night. And so, and remember, if you're the best player, okay, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make $20 million, and you're gonna be successful only 30% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can just fail 70% of the time. Okay, 70% just fail. You'll get paid $20 million. Now, what's the difference in failing between 300 and 290? You know what it is? One hit. And every 100 bats, it's one hit.
It's one hit. Okay, and that
so
one hit.
We set the bar. The bar set pretty large. Ready?
Yeah.
So people say you go back in the offseason and you say, hey, so what'd you hit? 290. Oh, okay, like it's a good year. Hey, what'd you hit? 300. Oh, wow, you're 300? Oh, you see, because that's where the bar is set. But the reality is,
it's about the same, really.
If you take it, I mean, but what if the other guy got more walks than the other guy? And he got on base more, see, so.
Or hit the ball harder, but he hit it right at a guy or something. Right?
Yeah, but so think about this. So out of every 100 at bats, a guy gets 29 hits. He has an average year. A guy gets 30 hits, he's going to get paid $20 million. But that's the world we live in, see.
That's that psychological number, that 300.
Yeah,
294, 300 is the number. Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the bar, man. Then make it happen. It took me a long time to figure out how to do that.
Well, I saw you had those 4 or 5 great years in your prime, and you hit that bar, I mean, you had some pretty great years, looking at your stats just before. Mickey Mantle actually wound up 298, and that bothered him from what I saw him interviewed, that he didn't go over 300 because he always thought he was an over 300 hitter. So 298 bothered him,
Yeah, well, I mean, Mickey Mantle was, he was one of the great players, and again, just the whole Yankee persona.
Who was your team growing up, Lenny? You're in California, right? So who you a Dodger fan, or who are you rooting for?
I actually, that's a good question. I actually grew up by Anaheim Stadium. I used to ride my bike there, and Rod Crew was like my idol, So like Rod Crew was a guy that I emulated, and got to meet him later on in life. Actually,
he seemed like a quiet guy. Was he a quiet, nice type?
Yeah,
of guy?
he was, and he was. And so what happened was I tried to like sneak, up the runway to meet him, and I got caught by the security guards, and they put me in stadium jail, and so I remember I didn't know this, but my aunt wrote a letter to Rod Crew, into the clubhouse, and he read the letter, and I'm at home one night, and my mom says, "Son, you got a phone call," and she said, "Sound like a man." I'm like, "What?" So I got on the phone and said, "Hello." He says, "Lenny, this is Rod Crew." So I want to apologize for what happened, in the stadium and everything. And that's when, he made me realize, like, if I ever get here, this is how I'll treat people,
Okay. Instead of ignoring them, or it seems like these days the players don't interact at all with the fans, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but they used to have to call me up, man. Like in executive offices, say, "Look, we're on a pace to like we're 5 times ahead of our normal schedule with balls. You got to stop giving away so many balls." Because I love to give the balls to the fans.
Right. So it's unfortunate like that, but Rod, you were an Angel fan, so you must have liked Nolan Ryan, that whole team, and they weren't a good team, right, back then. So your team isn't good, basically.
Yeah, they weren't that good, but it wasn't really the team I watched. Nolan Ryan, I own Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan couldn't get me out, by the way.
Oh, okay.
When he pitched for the Astros, yeah, he didn't want any part of me. That was a causing problem.
How was that fastball? Was it? It's legendary.
It was right. It was nice, perfect.
Moved good and everything. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right in the barrel of my bat.
Okay. Batting practice fastball.
No, I wouldn't give it that. I mean,
okay.
But what I'm saying is, I just happen to have his number.
Right. Now, Lenny, you're a star in high school. You said you weren't big. As a senior, how big were you? 5'10", 150, like that?
Yeah, 5'8", like 145.
Wow. Okay. And did you have some power? You must have had power to be good in high school.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I did though, just because I knew how to swing it.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know how to play. How to, it's kind of like a golfer. When you watch a golfer.
Right. They had that.
That's actually the best pure example of what a real baseball swing should look like, because it's all connected and it's all one piece. You know what I mean?
Is there an advantage being a lefty?
No, not really.
Okay.
Lefty, righty, whatever. It's like the bottom line is the players that swing strikes and take balls are the players that are most successful. It's real simple.
Okay. What is, Lenny, did you go to college?
No, I signed out of high school.
You went right high school into
Yeah, turned pro out of high school, to the Mets.
Oh, to the Mets, okay.
Well, minor leagues, yeah.
Let's just talk about, we're bouncing around, and, I like winging things. You said the Mets. What was that team like? What was, Doc Good and Strawberry, they had some issues later, and Doc Good in the news recently,
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. He's a great guy, one of my dear friends. In fact, I lived with Darryl Strawberry first when I got called up, and I lived with Doc Good next, and both still great friends of mine, with Kevin Mitchell. And so that team though wasn't the wild team everyone thinks it was.
That's what I was going to ask you. Tell me about
it. They took the 6-foot.
I'm sure this is all in your book, but just give me the quick version.
Turned it into a 10-foot fish, into the 12-foot fish. Now you want to take a team to the party, okay? Now my 1993 Philly team, when I was leading the charge, that was a whole different world, bro. We were bulked up and drug fueled and ready to rock, every night, and people knew and didn't want any part of us. We flipped that whole city upside down in Philadelphia,
You know what? I know the strike was 94. How far did you guys go? Did they?
Strike that I ended. You mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I personally ended that strike.
You personally ended the strike?
Yeah, absolutely, I did. I called Don Fear. 200 days into the strike. It was a 232-day strike.
Okay.
And so I'm losing 32,000 a day. Okay. So like, we can do the math on that, right? That's money you'll never recover. But more than that, the fans were being cheated, and it was to the point where people were turning their back. So I called Don Fear up, and see, remember the players, they all think that Don Fear, he was the Players Association director. They all think he walked on water and that he was their boss, but the reality is that I'm his boss. I mean, I pay his salary, So I called him up and I said, "Hey, Don, listen, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, bro. I said, I need you to set up a meeting with every player, every agent, everybody involved in this strike, for wherever you want to set it up, and on this Saturday coming up." And I said, "And I'm going to speak." So he did. Must have been 8,000 people there, man. It's crazy. And so, like, Don Fear said, "I want to speak." So as I get to speak, they're kind of taunting me, stuff. And then my buddy Dave Hollins, who's like known as the meanest, baddest dude in the land, who's kind of like my best friend, one of them old muscle shirts, stands up and screams at everyone, "Shut up!" And then you hear a pin drop. So then when I'm done, all the players come up to me and say how I said exactly what they wanted to say, but they just didn't have the balls to say,
So you took the initiative.
The strike ended 22 days later.
Now, Lenny, you were good, but you weren't a superstar. So you took initiative though, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, that's what I do though. See, that's who I am. That's what I do now, and that's why a lot of people don't like me. But they don't like me because they want what I have. See, and they just don't have the balls to go after it.
Well, I was going to ask. I'll ask now. What is the big? I love this, talking to you about all this stuff. It's great. What is the biggest misconception people have about you? Because you sound fantastic.
Misconception is probably the legal stuff. That'll all wash itself out though, because. But that's neither here nor there. That's not for me to like sit there and people don't want to hear someone whining. And like I said, it doesn't interest them. What interests them is, your boy, the actor, the actor that I wrote about when I was, the Italian dude, Robert De Niro.
Right.
Robert De Niro, when I was in St. Bart's, man. I was out there. Me and him had the 2 penthouses. I don't really think he knew who I was, but I was helicoptering friends in and right, left, and he was with his family. He couldn't take it anymore, man. He knew we were partying, and he wanted some party material. So, Big Bobby D, I'm still waiting for that return back, brother.
Robert De Niro, he went as Bobby, right? That's how he kind of was known.
He said to call me Bobby. He's telling me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think he knew who I was. You want to know the truth?
all those guys partied, right? All those actors, you think?
He had quite the technique.
He was is it true that he was a very quiet type, introverted guy?
Very much so, until he wanted to party.
Okay, and then another side came out. Okay,
it's called the devil. That side.
Oh, okay. Well,
he couldn't take it. No. The fights, the massive amount of people I'd come in and out. It was like anything of his family, like suffering.
Right. Lady, who was the? I'm just throwing things in my head. Who was the best player you played against, or the best pitcher that you went against? Both.
That's easy. Well, there's 2 things. Barry Bonds was the best player to ever put on a uniform and the biggest dick to ever put on a uniform.
That seems to be the way people think of him. Yeah.
It's not a think of him; it's a fact.
It's a fact. Okay. What made him a? I call it a dick. What was it? Was he conceited or just arrogant?
Didn't care about nobody but himself, and and at the end of the day, though, what this guy did, his numbers. I mean, how the 3 best players in the history of baseball are in the Hall of Fame is ridiculous.
Do you think he should be in the Hall of Fame, even though he went through the steroids? Of course he should. Right.
But they all went through the steroids.
Right.
Then now you're getting into areas like what's the threshold for somebody being bad enough? What about if they beat their wife? Does that allow them in? I don't get it.
Well, the amphetamines in the 60s.
Does that allow them in?
Right.
Where do you draw the line? if they want to have a good guy contest, have a good guy contest. I mean, I'm going for that. I'm all for guys living right, doing the right thing. But this is a Hall of Fame, man. This is about what you do on the baseball field. Because if they judged all them other people, Ty Cobb, Babe Ruth, those guys made us look like children.
Right. Well, that leads me to the big question, and you see it now. I don't know if he's going to get in. What's your opinion on Pete Rose getting in? I mean, he did bet on baseball.
He'll never get in.
Doesn't seem like it. No. Do you think
he'll never get in? They have a pact. They made a pact.
Is it worth even asking the question if you think he will get in? Because I know
he'll never get in.
Okay.
I mean, the answer. There's a pact made by all the owners and everyone. When Bart Giamatti died, they blamed him for that death.
Okay.
The stress he went through. See, so plus I mean, what Pete Rose did on the field is crazy. I mean, like 20 hits in 23 seasons. I mean, that's not even reality. I mean, right. 200 hits in 23 seasons. That's insane.
Right.
But the bottom line is, like, you can't bet on your own team, man.
So do you agree that he should not get in because of that golden rule?
Again, I don't know about that.
That makes it tough. Makes it a tough call.
It makes it tougher, but again, if you go off baseball, and like, what does the Hall of Fame mean? I mean, does it mean like you can like mess up twice, or can you drunk drive? Can you get caught with different drugs? I mean, what is it? I don't know. They don't have a threshold,
right?
And they don't know either. By the way.
Bill Mazeroski's in. I see his stats. He batted, I think, 271 lifetime. With about 113 homers.
You got the fossil riders though that I mean, like Roger Clemens, he won his case. Okay, so he proved even though it was a crazy case, but he won and still proved he was innocent, and they still haven't put him in.
Do you know Pete Rose, Lenny?
Yeah, I know him well. Want to get him on a 3-way?
Put him on.
Yeah, he won't answer.
Oh, okay. Hey, he won't pick your call up?
He might be doing a card show, though.
Okay. All right. I was game for it if you could get him. You remind me of his play just by being that tough as nails type guy that didn't take any BS. And, I don't know if I think that's a pretty good comparison. Like the type of guy you want on your team. You may not like him when he's not on your team.
I was voted the most hated player in the league 5 years in a row by the opposing team.
Right.
I like that.
Which is good.
That made me fun. Well, if they like you, that means they're just, that means you're making their jobs easy.
What's Pete like? I mean, he gets a bad rap too. You hear? I mean, I don't know. He's a little arrogant. You hear all that stuff. He seems like a pretty cool dude. But what's he like?
He can be. But, he does them shows. I think he just turns and burns, and doesn't look up. But somehow people are still buying him. So. I just got to give him credit where credit is due, and what he did on the baseball field is a record that will never even be sniffed and touched, not even close. It's like so crazy.
Yeah. Do you think Lenny? I was a big Yankee fan growing up, and I loved Thurman Munson. I really thought he was the best catcher in the AL in the '70s. I think he should be in. He was cut short. Maybe he was at the end of being injured. At the end. What do you think? Should Munson, be in? There's a little push for him right now to get in.
Yeah, especially with the way he died and everything.
Right.
I mean, it was rough, and again, the numbers are a little shy, but they make judgment calls there. Depending on like if you're an all-around team leader, and so I mean, I think he's as good or better than some of the other catchers in there. So yeah, he should be in. Okay,
that's great to hear. What do you think of Reggie Jackson?
Dick.
My man Zach, who I'm partners with, he said the exact same thing. Because I got Reggie's information. Don't even call him. He's just what you said. Okay.
King size dick.
King size. Okay.
Yeah, he thinks he's like shit don't stink. He wasn't even that good a player, by the way. He's the one series, but I mean his team hated him, and he was allergic to leather out there, by the way, too.
He what was that, Lenny?
Allergic to leather, meaning he couldn't play defense.
Oh yeah, right. His arm was okay though, wasn't it?
No. Like I said, he was allergic to leather.
Okay.
That means like you can't fucking catch,
Ah, right. Yeah. No, I get what that means. What, Lenny? Just give me a quick. You're at Chase Stadium tonight. Now you got today. You play a day game. You go to Pittsburgh tomorrow. What's a day in the life like for a ball player? Okay, you get home, you shower. Like, what do you catch your plane?
Yeah,
like,
you go to the park at 2:00 though. You know.
For a night game, you're there at 2.
Yeah, for sure. And then go from there. And then, batting practice, the ritual, get ready for the game. And so, it's day in, day out, though. See, that's the thing people don't understand. The schedule is drastic, It's a vicious, rigorous schedule.
Is it that much of a rigorous season? 162, being a fan. I mean, I play a little league. I played high school. I mean, I wasn't good enough to make the big game. Is it that rigorous?
It's long.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay.
Without a doubt, because of the mental part.
The mental part.
You're talking about a sport where you can only do two things: fail or succeed. There's no middle.
Okay.
So you have to be able to manage that failure.
What was your highlight other than the World Series, or was that by far the highlight, winning that World Series and getting that ring?
Well, a lot of highlights, man. I was lucky to play in good teams and had some great players around me. So, just hitting balls when it mattered, and helping the team win the games when it mattered, when it counts. So that's what I was kind of known for,
Is baseball the best, the best sport out there as far as being maybe relatable to life?
Boring.
It's boring now. Is that what you're saying?
Baseball's boring, man. Yeah, it's boring. Like they're taking people. I don't know if players can even slide anymore
because they changed those rules and because the games take so long.
Yeah, that, and they don't know how to market their players, and they've fallen behind. Doesn't take it like rocket scientists to figure that out.
Okay. Lenny, let me while I have you, I mean, I appreciate your time. Give me your all-time baseball team.
All-time baseball.
Give me your all-time baseball team. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot.
That's hard to do though, because the players are so much better today than they were back then.
Well,
and it's not because the players were bad back then, but because of the equipment and sophistication and knowledge.
Right, the gloves. Post 1970 all-time team.
Well, you got to throw Johnny Bench behind home plate.
That's automatic, right?
Yeah, okay. You got Barry Bonds in the outfield, Willie Mays in the outfield. And, shoot, I mean, you could pick a number of other guys, but those are two shoo-ins. Third base, Mike Schmidt, no matter, even though he was disliked in Philadelphia, he put some monstrous numbers up.
Was he at the end of your career, Lenny? Did you play with Mike?
Yeah, I played against him, yeah. And then, shortstop, I mean, man, it's hard to say. I think Jeter might have to. I mean, what he did, and won. And remember, I count winning as a big part of it.
Right.
So winning, so if you're able to convert what you do on the field into wins. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Those are your big names.
Rod Carew at second, obviously, right?
Oh yeah, Rod Carew was first for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know Derek Jeter? Do you know Derek?
Yeah, I do. He's in another league. I know him. He's a good guy.
Good guy. Okay. I mean,
so is Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a good guy too.
A-Rod? Okay. I mean, he seeams like he's a very friendly dude.
No, he is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you follow other sports, Lenny? Like, football, basketball, any other sports you like?
Yeah, I do. I'm just, doing a lot of work right now, got to finish off a lawsuit out here in LA and, just kicking ass and taking names,
What are you doing now that you say that? What's, I mean, you got a great story, I got to say. This is like an American story,
Yeah, it is.
It really is,
Up, down, sideways.
I mean, you make the big dance. You're a kid playing baseball. You're the best, in high school. I mean, you make it to the World Series. I mean, it's quite a thing. You go through some stuff, and now you're coming out.
Yeah, did some crazy stuff, yeah. So, yeah, that's right. So, I said, before I talked to you, I did CERN, they called me. And I challenged that little crazy bagel guy, to a fight.
Mm-hmm.
The Long Island bagel man that went crazy, ballistic. Remember? The video went viral.
Okay, right. What about that?
Yeah. I challenged him to a fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't smart on that guy's part.
Well, no, it's just I mean, we're selling dreams, bro.
Is life all? Is it all sales? I mean, from the president of the United States to whatever, is it all just selling stuff? Is that what it comes down to? religion? Is everything selling?
Sell the dream, man. I mean, the bottom line is it does come down to selling. As sad as I want to say that, like as much as like I don't want to say that, but then I wouldn't be honest if I said something else because. Look, whether it's two lawyers in a box, I mean, two lawyers on one side of the room, the other on the other side, you have 12 commoners in a box. Okay, so whatever dude can sell them 12 the best, and you make that guy believe their story the best, is going to get the win. Okay, and the preacher's he's up there trying to get you to believe what he's saying, so you'll put some money in his basket for him.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's. If you think about it, the promise of money is actually more powerful than the money itself.
Okay. Those preachers are probably the best salesmen I've ever seen. When you see those guys on TV on like Sundays, I put them on for like a couple minutes.
Well, that one dude, like what's his name? The one guy,
Joel Austin.
Yeah. I tweeted at him, man. And I said, "Listen, I'm ready for God to come into my life, man. You say you're one of God's servants. I need you, man. Why aren't you showing up, bro?"
If he was real, I would. I know it's the money. This guy's worth like $100 million or whatever it is. I mean, it would be so great if someone like that was like really real and gave it away and was like the real deal. That would be so cool if one guy could actually be like that. Because they got the charisma. Yeah. They got the pitch.
Yeah, no, that guy does have the pitch too. That guy's a world-class speaker. I mean, he's so refined.
Yeah. It looks a little fake a little bit when he gets into the over sincere. It's a little over to me.
You think?
What?
Just a little bit, you think?
Hey, a lot of people believe him though, So
not a lot, right? More than a lot,
right.
More than a lot,
right?
But like I said, everybody does what they do, and I don't, if people make money legally and do it the right way, and they have their own ideas how to do it, go for it. That's their decision.
Right. What do you? Well, Lenny, I'm going to do a hit and miss, which is sort of how I usually wrap up. I might ask some other questions as we go, but are you okay with this? It's how I reveal my guests with word association, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Well, first I'd like to ask, what advice would you give like a young Lenny Dykstra, that's starting out, that's great in high school, going into drafted by a major league team? What advice would you give yourself or someone like that?
Someone that's on their way up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's all about work, man. I mean, they should ask themselves this question before they do anything, if they really want to do what they're talking about doing. And that is like, before they make a decision on doing anything, they should say to themselves, if I do this, will this make me a better baseball player? And if the answer is no, then you don't do it.
Simple as that.
Yeah, if you have that kind of discipline, though, see, and it's not happening anymore,
Back then, they didn't lift weights, right? Like the Mickey Mantles. I mean, did you meet Mickey, by the way?
No, I never met him.
I met him once. I'm 5'10". He's about exactly my height. Back in '86, I met him. Just, stocky as anything. Not big, though. Those guys, believe me, they weren't too big, those guys. Hank Aaron?
Yeah, they were just, like 6 feet, but had a big core. The strength in baseball comes from your core,
Okay.
Yeah, so your torso, so.
That's what they had. Okay.
Yeah, and they're big enough where they still have, they're pretty strong guys,
Right. All right, the hit and miss, first thing that comes to your mind. Here we go. Favorite color. What's your favorite color, Lenny?
Green.
Okay. I might have guessed that one, but okay. I like that. If you were on a deserted island and you could bring 2 musical CDs with you, you're there for 5 years, a beautiful 80 degrees every day, but you only got 2 CDs of music to bring. What would you bring?
I'd bring Bob Seger and probably Tom Petty.
Okay. If you were in a foxhole, other than any family members, I got to make this a little difficult. Who would be in the foxhole with you?
That's easy. Dave Hollins, my teammate, Phillies.
Okay, you talked about him before. Okay. What's your favorite movie?
Two Good Men.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, my boy. He signed the back of my book.
Oh, okay. Do you see him a lot in California?
Nah, he's kind of a recluse now. He's 82.
He's not looking as sharp as he used to be, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's out. It's father time, man. Father time.
Yeah, yeah. It'll get
down.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Well, maybe that is it. I mean, you mentioned De Niro. Who's your favorite actor or actress?
Oh no, actor's Al Pacino without a doubt.
Okay. What's your favorite Pacino movie?
Oh, Scarface. Come on, the guy. Come on, man.
You got to watch it every time it's on, right? When it's on 11 at night, you got to watch it. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
The guy is amazing. He goes from The Godfather to that, and just what a talent, you know. A huge talent.
He looked pretty cool too back then, you know. He had that look.
Yeah.
You know?
This is just a huge talent, you know.
Yeah. Ocean. What do you think when you hear the word ocean?
It scares me.
Okay. Can you swim?
Yeah, I can, but I just don't like being around. Like, I don't like getting in areas where I don't know what's underneath me, you know.
Okay, I mean, do you go up to your waist at least, you know, and then
ride
the waves in?
Okay. I'm not into the ocean, you know. It's not my deal.
Oh, like jumping in and like the off the boat in the sea. That you don't like that?
Yeah, not for me, man. Yeah, I'll stick to robe and room service.
Okay. If you had to meet one person, alive or dead, tomorrow, I'm going to let you meet this guy. Who would you meet?
Johnny Carson.
Oh, okay. Were you a big talk show guy growing up?
No, man. It's like Johnny Carson, man. The he's great. Like, I read some of his quotes. He said that once a man had this friend. This man was a friend. He said he quit drinking, quit eating fat foods, quit smoking, and he was happy right up until the day he killed himself.
Oh yeah. Right.
Johnny Carson, you know.
He was quick. He was,
he was, and I think he was a little miserable, though. You know, I mean,
that's what I heard.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, on the stage, the guy was just superior. You know.
He seemed like by far the best talk show host of all time, by far.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's not a close second, by the way. He set the tone, you know.
Right. Who are your top 5 rock groups of all time? What do you like in music groups?
My music's different, you know. I mean, I'm not into the hard rock stuff, so I would say I like good songwriters, you know. I mean, so it would be hard to say groups. I wasn't really into groups, but the Rolling Stones are number one for sure, without a doubt. Elton John would be up there. Rod Stewart would be up there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
60s, 70s stuff, which I always thought was the best era for music.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that wasn't really me. I was too young.
What'd you think of the Beatles?
They're good. So Yoko Ono crushed them and destroyed them.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. You know, Lennon.
Single-handedly responsible for it. I mean, she murdered the husband too.
You think she set that up?
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Well, is it just a gut feel, or do you?
She's a devil dressed in sheep's clothing, man.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a part of the rap.
This is called like it is, man. Plus, she put the fear of God in. If you look at her, she looked a little bit on the scary side. She didn't have to wear anything, man. She didn't wear enough. She should have stayed in at night, because you can't fix that.
So John,
somehow John got she's giving him his drugs, and you know, she's being there for him, because you know, when you're in that state of mind, you're weak, you know, you need somebody to help you. So
right, she hooked him in.
She helped him, and then she helped execute him, and that's all his money. Right.
And he seemed never to be the same again from the early John to the later John. He just seemed to change.
He was under her spell, man. She was poisoning him the whole time.
Yeah. Who would you go with, Lennon or McCartney?
McCartney, man, I don't know, man. I just never got to marrying the chick with the one leg. Didn't get it. You know,
that kind of messed your perception up of him a little bit.
It was almost like a publicity play. I don't know, John. He seems like he tries to act like he's too good for everyone. I was in Sunset Plaza in Beverly Hills, and he was there, and I was doing a video. And he had it. I said, "Hey, it's Paul McCartney." And he said, "Oh, don't put me on here." And I said, "Like he's a dick anyway. Who cares?"
Oh, so, he blew you off. He blew you off.
Well, he said he couldn't use the footage,
Huh. Okay.
So,
yeah.
but whatever, put his pants on one leg at a time. Just like I did.
Yeah. That wasn't too cool,
I don't care. I don't think about it.
Yeah. Who's the most, other than a few guys you mentioned, who's the most famous person you ever met?
I mean, where do you want to start the list? I mean,
give me 5.
And just keep going. I mean,
give me
Arnold Palmer.
Okay.
George Bush, both George Bushes. I mean,
how was W?
Jack Nicholson. W's my man. W's my man.
He seems pretty cool, like a cool guy, like a barbecue guy.
W, man. I wanted to party with W.
Baseball guy, right?
Yeah, man. I wanted to party with W.
Well, he doesn't party anymore, though, right? I mean,
no. I'm saying though, but see, W was, remember, he was the parents did not want him. They thought that he was a black sheep. They wanted Jeb,
right?
But Jeb was weak, man. Jeb's soft.
Mm-hmm.
W went on, and people make fun of him a lot, but it's. I thought he was a man. And you see that all the people from all that crazy stuff, but they forget that they had to vote for all that to pass it. That they voted for it, then it goes bad, and they blame him. Right.
All right, you mentioned Arnold Palmer. Keep going. Give me a few more. This is interesting.
You got Jack Nicholson.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Was
he seemed like the ultimate cool guy, Jack Nicholson.
Charles Barkley. Jack Nicholson's like the coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
And then
Barkley, is he loud? I heard he's loud. He's one of those loud type of guys.
Yeah, he's loud.
Okay.
He's loud.
Okay.
I mean, he's cool though. He's cool as shit. Jordan, they're all cool.
Do you know Michael Jordan?
Yeah. He kept me up all night one day when I was playing in a golf tournament. And put a show on with this woman next to me.
No way, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Oh, that's kind of uncomfortable.
We walked out of our room. No, but I didn't know it was. We walked out of our rooms the next morning, same time for breakfast, and I looked at him. And I said, I thought you were my idol on the basketball court.
Right. That's a good one. How was he at golf? I mean, was he pretty good? Real good?
Yeah, no, he was good.
Okay.
Yeah, he was good.
Okay. Best basketball player ever by far, I'll even go?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Wilt Chamberlain's pretty damn good.
He had some statistics,
Well, he just dominated, man. He dominated. No one dominated the game like he did.
50 a game average, I don't think we'll see that one again,
Yeah, domination, pure domination.
He seemed like a nice guy, too. I met him a couple times.
I met him at one of my parties, and he's huge, and I said, hey, look, I don't give a shit about all the women you say you've been with. I want to know about how you scored 100 points in a game.
Yeah. He must have liked that.
Yeah. Okay, man. So where we at?
All right, let's wrap it up. Thanks. Okay.
I enjoyed talking to you, man. It was pretty cool.
One wish, Lenny. Last one. One wish that you would want to have to happen tomorrow. If you had to have one wish, and I'm a G, I'm going to grant you a wish tomorrow. What would the wish be?
That's funny you said that, man. But I don't know if it's not a baseball wish. I mean, I'm in a huge mediation for millions of dollars tomorrow. So wish. Good. So that's good luck you just gave me, bro. I like that.
What was that?
So it's good luck you just gave me. I'm in a huge.
There you go. Okay, let's put the good vibes out. Good. Okay. Okay.
So,
okay. There you go. I'll throw the vibes out for that for you. So
that's it, brother.
Yeah. Good luck. Lenny, thank you for coming out.
All right, man. It was awesome. Good talking.
That was Lenny Dykstra. Absolutely. Would you be on again?
Right.
Let's just keep this updated.
Anytime.
Okay.
All I need is an hour notice.
Okay. This is Ray K. We'll catch you next time.